Three,
Hey
two,
guys, Poverty
one.
Point Customs here. Just doing a quick video on my Ecotec 2.4 liter engine in my 2012 Chev Equinox all-wheel drive. Just a quick view of the motor. What I like to do with my vehicles is I always like to keep the engine bay nice and clean. One of the main reasons is if you have any issues, oil leaks and whatnot, you can actually see them. I've seen a lot of filthy engine bays caked in mud, dirt, oil and whatnot. And you can't see anything under the hood other than just a brown glob of dirt. So I always like to detail my engine. I usually do it about once a month. I'll get under and wipe everything down. The big thing that I would recommend is when you are detailing a motor, I've seen people go with a pressure washer and whatnot. I wouldn't do that. You have a lot of electronics like your computer, a lot of little plugs where you can get a lot of water getting into and cause some electrical issues. Not to mention with some engines there are vents for your transmission and engine. So you have to be careful not to get water in those. Also, when I'm under here detailing the motor, always check the brake fluid, check the antifreeze, top up the windshield fluid, check the oil. I do my own oil changes. I usually use 5W30 Castrol Syntec. With the Ecotec engines, you have to use the oil with a Dexos certification. From what I've read, it means it has like an anti-foaming agent in it. It's the air filter. I usually change that every fall after I undercoat the vehicle. Underneath your hood, some vehicles have a little pad. Helps with sound and heat. I always like to make sure that's nice and clean too. As you can see, this one's nice and clean. I always check the battery to make sure there's no corrosion. With these engines, you're unable to check the transmission fluid. It's a sealed unit. They say it's a lifetime transmission fluid. I have my doubts on that, and down the road I'm actually going to look at how to change the transmission fluid in it. I'm not going to go a couple 100,000 kilometers on the same fluid. As you can see under the hood, I do my own undercoating. As you can see, I always spray in any little hole I can find in the truck. I just cleaned that off, the stickers. So I always spray my strut towers. Firewall, as you can see the undercoating on the strut towers there. And underneath of this it's heavily undercoated. And usually in the fall too, I'll spray some rust check on all my aluminum pipes and metal under the hood. So in the winter time it doesn't quite look quite as clean. I usually, like I said, try to rust check under the hood too, so it gets a little dirtier, but not much worse than what you see here. Another thing too with dirty motors, it can cause them to overheat. Your motor's not able to dissipate the heat when it's caked in oil and dirt and mud. You see a lot of people out four-wheeling and their motors are just caked in an inch of debris. So it's always nice to keep them clean like this. Anyways guys, it's just a short video on my motor. Some people ask what I use to keep it nice and shiny after it's cleaned. I actually use either Armor All or tire foam. I find tire foam actually works a little bit better. I'll spray it on and wipe it down after. And I usually use the no-touch tire foam that I buy in the 4-pack from Costco, and I believe it's $15.99. Another thing I also do when I detail my motors, I'll go around and check my tire pressure on all the tires, all four, to make sure they're at, I usually keep it between 33 and 35. Again, it's whatever's recommended on your sidewall, and it's usually filled up at when the tire's cold. Anyways, folks, just a short video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and if you like this sort of video, you may want to consider subscribing. Thanks a lot, take care, and have a great day.